ahead, thinking progressively and planning for a Nigeria that will be impacted by climate change, by unsustainable population growth, by rapid globalization and urbanization in a community and in an economy where the youth unemployment rate is already leading to irreversible atrocity. And we're doing so because we are visionaries and we see things differently. And we know that what is happening in Edo State, what's happening in Nigeria is not insurmountable. Because you see, culture is a social construct that was created by people. And so it can be demolished, and in this case, completely restructured by the people. Finally, this is Nigeria. Everybody be criminal. Abi? This is a pervasive thought. The third and final lie that has infiltrated our country and the minds of our people to the point of paralysis. But the truth is that there are those of us, you and me, who believe in the potential of this country and are doing everything that we can to change her narrative. Isn't that right? You see, the system is designed to overwhelm us, to paralyze us, so that those of us who are courageous throw up our hands and we walk away. But as Thomas Jefferson once said, once injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. Free people, free people. It is actually possible to love your country and yet speak truth to power in the face of systemic injustice, in the face of blatant corruption that is literally killing our youth. The two postures are not diametrically opposed. In fact, it is our love of country that compels us to speak and to amplify the muted voices of others. We've all heard it said that power concedes nothing without demand. And so we cannot sit idly by and complain about the lack of political will to change our economy, to change our education system, to change our infrastructure or the lack thereof. We, the people, are the ones who are tasked with the opportunity to craft the political will of our leadership. We are the ones who get to choose what platforms they campaign on, because those platforms have been informed by our voices and what is important to us. That is how you create political will. But where there is failed government, doing nothing is not an option. Because the implications of doing nothing, the implications of slavery on our mental and physical health, on our education, on our crime rates, on our economy is far too extensive. Every year, tens of thousands are engaging in the mass exodus and the brain drain from Nigeria. And every year, hundreds, if not thousands, are dying in the Sahara, dying in Libya, dying in the Mediterranean. Does anybody remember the 26 Nigerian girls whose bodies were found on the Mediterranean Sea last November? They were mothers, they were sisters, they were daughters, they were me. And like Faith, they died as victims, buried nameless, 6 feet under in a foreign land that is not their own, with nothing but a number on their graves. A15D007 was Nigerian girl number 23. The truth is that Nigeria has never confronted her history of slavery and the human rights abuses that we fostered. We have never truly confronted the degradation and depreciation of women and the patriarchy that's written into our customs, into our religions, into our laws. We have never ever opened up our palms to look and acknowledge the blood on our hands. 4 years, 168 days later, where are 112 girls from Chibok? 224 days later, where is Leah Sharibu? But your voice will never count if it's not heard. Your intentions will never be known if they're not acted upon. What small step can you begin to take today to change our narrative? As a parent, can you commit to affirming the image and the likeness of God when you see it in your children every day? As a man, can you stand as a gender advocate? Because we need you. Men, we need you. We need you to teach your boys that women are not objects for male consumption. We need you to teach your boys that women's liberation is as much theirs as it is ours. As a politician, will you shun corruption and devote a larger percentage of the budget to women's empowerment programs? As a private sector, can you join us in job creation, in diversifying the economy, in economic empowerment? As a Nigerian, will you vote in 2019 for candidates that prioritize people over profits and are not just simply benevolent dictators? Will you commit to using your social media platforms to raise awareness about trafficking? Will you help us launch Project Restore? If you see something, will you say something? Now is the time to courageously confront the past, to debunk the lies, and to speak truth to power, because every minute that you wait, somebody else is supposed to wait for you. Every day that you delay, somebody else is supposed to endure. Miles Monroe once said, "Die empty." And to me, a life that negates the service of others is wasted. In the words of Rabbi Hillel, if I am not for myself, then for who? If not now, then when? Nigeria awaits. Our future awaits. And if you listen closely enough, you will hear the sound of our children beckoning for freedom. Free people, free people. Will you join me in stretching tight shoes? Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Evon. How inspiring. What more can we say? Thank you for the work you're doing. It's so powerful. For those of us who are working, please, yes, another round of applause, please. And remember, for